Our guest is Bruce McClary, Senior Vice President, Membership and Communications for the National Foundation for Credit Counseling. Welcome, Bruce.
Hi, David. Thanks for having me on the program.
Good to have you. So what are the biggest challenges of debt in retirement?
Well, anytime you have an obligation to repay a loan or a line of credit as you move into retirement, it cuts into some of the other things you want to accomplish during retirement. And that's not just the discretionary spending. That's also some of the necessities. You're going to have healthcare costs that you have to pay. You're going to have transportation costs, food, all of the things that you need to do to live day to day, the necessities. So anytime you have that big credit card payment or the auto loan or the mortgage payment or even student loans, a lot of seniors are carrying student loan debt into retirement these days. That cuts into your spendability and also your ability to put aside money for short-term savings to take care of emergency expenses. So it's very important that people moving into retirement do all that they can to limit the amount of debt that they carry into retirement as much as possible. Also keep in mind that many of those loans and lines of credit that you establish pre-retirement are based on pre-retirement earning potential and pre-retirement income. So you have to think about that as you move into retirement and what will be affordable when your circumstances change.
Yeah, that's a key consideration. This debt can expand out and crowd out other things that you want to do. So what is then the impact of this debt or the growing debt or the potential for, the challenge of the funding and paying for debt? What's the impact of that on people's financial well-being in retirement?
Yeah, it's pretty significant, especially when you couple it with all the cost increases that have happened across the board. Inflation, higher interest rates, all of that, just a big nasty stew. And thinking back over the past decade that retirees have more than doubled the amount of debt that they're carrying is problematic. And that additional cost of repayment of debt keeps people from paying off debt as quickly as they would like to or hope to. And that's another issue as well. So that higher interest rate, unsecured debt with double-digit interest rates of on average of 16% or more, that kind of slows the progress of paying down that debt. And it makes it challenging for people to affordably do so.
So what's the trend? What do we expect? Let's do a little Punxsutawney Phil here. What do you think, things are going to look like as we go down the road? It doesn't sound very optimistic.
No, it doesn't sound optimistic. And in fact, it's interesting too, because the recent data, our data at the NFCC has shown that one of the top worry right now is about being able to manage the cost of living. And the second, just coming in under that, is the ability to manage debt in retirement. So those are two top concerns that people have right now. And the world around us is sending signals that it's not going to get a lot easier in the future. So while we may be taking steps to curb inflation by increasing interest rates, that can be helpful. But the cost of living has increased so much. I don't see a lot getting better for seniors in the near term, in the next year, 2 or 3. So people are just going to have to tighten their belts, focus on managing debt a little more efficiently, and think about creative ways to make the debt that they owe more affordable.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth on that one, Bruce, is be more creative, be more deliberate, saying, okay, well, I can see this is not going where I need it to go. This is not a problem that's going to resolve itself on its own. What can I do specifically to address this? So how does all this tie into mortgage debt?
Yeah, well, seniors have a lot of different options to economize the repayment of mortgage debt, but they also have a unique tool, a reverse mortgage, where they can actually tap into the equity of their home and use that to cover some of the other costs of living. And the National Foundation for Credit Counseling, nfcc.org, is a nonprofit provider of reverse mortgage counseling to help seniors make informed choices when it comes to whether or not a reverse mortgage is appropriate. And I think that is a tool of consideration that some seniors, homeowners especially, should look into. But ultimately, when they make the decision, it should be an informed one. And that's what that counseling is for.
Absolutely. And you made a great point about that, Bruce. And I'll add that for people that don't know or are not familiar with reverse mortgage loans, that the counseling you referred to, it's required. And I think that that's fantastic as a requirement. And in fact, it might be something that would help people with non-reverse mortgage loans as well at some point, to have some counseling around those loan decisions. But I think the key message here is we've got to be proactive about how you're going to manage the debt and get a handle on it. And if you're paying 16% on a credit card and you can get relief and get some flexibility to pay back your debt through the reverse mortgage loan, definitely worth looking into. How about just regular lines of credit? Same thing? Are they things we should take a look at, or even potentially refinance them as well?
Yeah, refinancing is a solid option worth looking into if you have a good credit score. Again, credit worthiness is key right here. So if you don't have a good credit score, if your credit score is below 700 or even down in the 600s or 500s, the refinancing or consolidating debt may not be the best option for you. And if your score is that low, you may be actually behind on some of your payments. So there may be some more critical issues that you need to address. And that's also where nonprofit credit counseling agencies can come in handy, because you could reach out and talk to a financial professional and have that consultation and look at ways that you can affordably repay your debt, even in the middle of a financial crisis where your credit is not that good.
Yeah, very good, very good. All right, great, Bruce. Thank you, Bruce McClary. And for more information, there's a lot of it over at nfcc.org. Thank you, Bruce.
Thanks, David.
If you would like more information about the topics and our guests featured in this series, please visit our website at PlanStrongerTV.com. Also, if you have a question you would like David to answer, please send it to questions@PlanStrongerTV.com.